Afternoon.
How you doing, Mr. O?
Good. How are you, Mr. G?
Not bad. Long day.
Yeah,
Long day.
I could see that.
Anyway, so this is your first pre-evaluation conversation
Yes.
of the year. So far, how you feeling? How's the year going so far?
I think I'm adjusting well. I'm just not quite used to the middle school setting, and it wasn't quite what I was expecting, so I'm having a difficult time adjusting, but I think I'm doing pretty good.
What was your previous setting?
So before this, I was a resident sub at a high school, and I was kind of used to just doing that kind of work with my students, and going into the middle school setting, I feel like my expectations were a little higher than what I should have had, and they're not quite at the level that I was expecting them to be, so I needed to move like a lot of my assignments, bring them down a lot to their level.
Okay.
And I've been like just adjusting to the students rather than trying to bring them up to where they can't really do right now.
Okay. Were you just a day-to-day sub, or did you have long terms? How was this?
It was mostly day-to-day, but towards the end of it, I would get assigned longer terms, and like the last one I had was for most of a year, from like November all the way till June.
Okay, and what classroom was this? What kind of environment was it?
It's the same. It was special ed, mild severe.
Okay.
It's just the difference is it was a high school setting, and now I'm in middle school.
Oh, okay. So it's a big change.
Yeah.
I see. Anyway, so we can talk about first. Are there any concerns you have outside of your transition from high school to middle school?
I think my main concern is just adjusting to it. Like I said, I wasn't quite there to like work with my students as effective as I wanted to. So one of my concerns is that I would like some additional, like say, modeling from a more experienced teacher. Like maybe I could do like observations.
Okay.
And just to get like a better idea from someone who's already experienced working with middle school students a lot more than I have.
Okay. So one thing that I can do for you is set up, I guess, observation hours with different educators. Probably even go outside of the school itself, maybe somewhere else. We could think about that. Talk about that. Interest on observing other staff members or other teachers.
That'd be great.
Okay, that sounds doable. Now, are there any goals that you have? For example, what are some goals for your classroom that you might have, maybe looking forward into halfway to the year or even towards the end of the year? Anything that you might want to accomplish?
I think for my students, I would like them to be working towards being more independent and having them getting things started on their own, and just being able to require less assistance and prompting from me and my assistants. So I feel like that would be a good strategy for them to work towards, so I want them to be more independent.
Okay,
than they
so
are
some
now.
student independence. Now, can you please clarify what level are you doing for SPED?
Well, I have the mod severe program, so I have like the lower students, and then there is another teacher next to me who does the ones that are a little bit lower than mine and a little less capable. So I'm more of the higher functioning, I guess.
Okay, I understand. So for your classroom, you'd like more independence from your students. Let's see, is there a goal or something that you might want to do professionally, like for yourself? Is there a goal that you want to reach that's not involving the students? It's a goal that you would want to reach professionally for yourself.
Professionally, my main goal right now is to finish school and have my master's degree.
Okay.
So right now I'm still an intern, and I'm working towards accomplishing that goal, and that's kind of like my main focus right now.
Okay, so is there any like goals that you might want to be looking to within your school? Is there something that you might want your school, that you think you might be able to reach within your school as like a school community? Is there any goals, anything you might want to promote, anything that you want to get involved with? Is there any goals are you interested in any of that, or are you just sticking with your...
I think for the benefit of my students and the community as a whole in the school, I would really like for my students and special education in general to be more involved within the school community. So like I would like more opportunities to say like go on field trips with general ed students, or just be more involved with the general population than how I am now. Because for now we only do like PE and then lunch, and that's pretty much their only chances to interact with general ed students. So maybe some sort of like co-teaching thing once a week or once a couple weeks. I think that would help my students and the community improve and get to know each other a little bit better.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. Now, is there any, have you had any support from other teachers, from VPs within the school? Is there, have you had help, or do you feel like you are doing this on your own? And can we help you more?
I've had a lot of help with conversations with my mentor and fellow teachers within the department, and I've also like talked to admin and the support from the district, so I feel like I have been getting assistance. I think I would like to have just a little bit more, just to have more resources available for myself and my students. I feel like that would be beneficial.
And when you say resources, because in order for me to be able to help you, I need to know kind of exactly what you mean. Like, what do you mean by resources?
I think mainly just like advice and, like I said, the opportunity to work with other teachers who are more experienced than myself.
Okay, so more like an intellectual resource than a physical resource.
Yeah.
Do you have enough resource, like physical resources in your room, or is there something that you might need?
I think we're pretty good with the resources we have available to us. So far I haven't really felt the need for additional physical support.
Okay. All right, well, I feel like we've talked enough about goals for now. Expectations. On my behalf, when I go into your room, I am expecting to see you work in a professional manner. I am expecting just to see a well-designed classroom. You know, I want to see where you're sitting your kids. I want to see how things are going. I want to see your pretty much how you work a day in your room on a regular basis. I don't want to go in and just because I'm here to coach you and observe you, I don't want you to do extra. I really want to see how your day-to-day class goes so I can properly gauge what I might be able to help you on. A lot of the times what teachers do is they see a coach come in and they're like, oh my God, I'm gonna be evaluated. So they go beyond their way to do something special and engaging, but if this doesn't happen every day, it doesn't help your students. So I really just wanna see how your day-to-day goes, what your lesson plan is. Obviously you have templates and you already know what we're looking for in a lesson plan. So I want to see, a detailed lesson plan. I do want to see how you interact with students, and interaction with students is very important to me. So I do want to see how you interact. So yeah, keep that in mind. I simply want to see your day-to-day. I want to see your, oh my God, I just blanked out. What you do every day. What did I just call it?
Daily lessons?
Your lesson plan.
Okay.
I want to see your lesson plan. And yeah, just simply how you interact with students.
Okay.
Now, as your coach, what expectations do you have for me? And now this is not just for your observation time. What expectations do you have for me for the rest of the year? Like, what are you expecting me to do that, one, is going to help you, and two, it'll become a hindrance if I don't do it?
I think the main thing for me would be just frequent communication between the two of us and frequent just talking. So if we ever have like an issue that comes up with, say, like behavior with my students or anything they might require, I would like to be able to just talk to you, and then we can collaborate just as frequently as possible, I guess.
Okay.
And that I think that would make me feel as if I'm being supported and like I feel like a part of the school, like an important part
Okay.
of it.
So, frequent communication.
Yes.
Obviously outside of just evaluation times or coaching times. Awesome. Okay. So, in having that said, I am not a mind reader. If you do need me in a time that I haven't stopped by or I'm not around, please let me know. Emails, my office is open for these type of situations. So any extra help you need, if you're expecting me to help you, make sure you let it be known if I haven't been around too often, so I could know that I need to support you properly.
Okay.
And lastly, before we finish, I'll talk about my vision for you after, but what is your vision? What do you see yourself doing in the future, or what is it that you want to see yourself doing in the future within the school?
To be honest, this is my first year, and so far I've just been getting the experience of it. I think, like, say 5 years from now, I would like to continue being a teacher. Other than that, right now I don't have anything that I'm planning to do. So far I'm just kind of like seeing how much I like teaching, and if something comes up, like say I would rather do more of an admin role, then that would be a possibility, but for now I'm just focusing on being a teacher.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. I guess my vision for you is simply to help you become an effective educator within your classroom. Now, being that your goal would be, I guess, to move into admin, that means that you have to be well versed in the classroom as well. So in order for you to become an effective admin member, you have to be an effective educator as well. So my vision for you is to help you become that effective educator so that eventually you could become an effective staff member. Okay, all right. And so we have set up the coaching date already. So all we have to do is see how it goes.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
See you around.
Talk to you later.